Before we get going with this episode, just to let you know that we're going to do another Football for Kids question and answer session. This is where you, the fantastic listeners of the podcast, get to ask me whatever you want. It could be something funny. It could be something crazy. It could be something stupid. And I've got to do my best to answer your question. As long as it's about football, ask an adult to send an email to footballforkidspodcast@gmail.com. The best question will win a Germany Euro 2024 football. Hello and welcome to the Football for Kids podcast with me, Darren Rees. In this episode, we're going to be speaking about the Manchester United and England defender, Harry Maguire. Before we do that, a massive thank you to every single one of you who has taken the time to give the podcast a 5-star review wherever you listen to it. A couple of your 5-star reviews. The first one is from Pricey2323, which says, I love Football for Kids. 5 stars. Hi, I'm Emily. I'm 9 years old and I support the best team in the world, Liverpool. Please can you do an episode on Andy Robertson? Well, Emily, the Liverpool fan, thank you very much for your 5-star review. And don't you worry, Andy Robertson is on the list. And the next one, which is from Ermigaud, Ermigaud, says, I love football emoji, 5 stars. Hi Darren, I am Freddie and I am from Oxford. Please can you do an episode on Roberto Carlos? Well Freddie, I can let you know I've already done an episode on Roberto Carlos, and if you're a super listener, you'll be able to find it on the Patreon page, along with many other players and subjects and quizzes and all sorts of other things. So if you're a super listener, you can go and listen to that episode now, and if not, ask an adult to look at the link in the description of this episode, which is for the Patreon page. Now, before we get going, I've got one shout out to do, and by the way, the Football for Kids website is well and truly on its way, as are the Football for Kids football tops. These things take a little bit of time, but we will get there in the end. So, this shout out goes to Louis, who is 10 years old. Louis plays for Exeter City Para Youth football team. Louis is a huge football fan, and football is playing an enormous part in his life, and he's also very much enjoying the podcast. He has got some fantastic coaches who are called Dan Hewitt and Alonso Marshall. Well, Louis, a massive shout out to you and to everybody at Exeter City Para Youth football team, and of course to your fantastic coaches. I'm also aware that you and the team have got some new kit which you would have worn already at your tournament, which took place on the 3rd of March. I hope that tournament went really well, and I really hope that you enjoy this episode. Right then, let's get into the episode about Harry Maguire. Jacob Harry Maguire was born in Sheffield, England, on the 5th of March in 1993. Did you know that the man and footballer, which we know as Harry Maguire, his actual name is Jacob Harry Maguire, but he goes by his middle name of Harry. Harry, as we know him, is a part of a footballing family, and he has brothers who are also footballers. Harry enjoyed football as a kid and was known for being tough on the football pitch from a young age. He grew up in Sheffield and joined the Sheffield United Youth Academy as a young lad at about 12 years old.
As someone who was born in Sheffield and grew up in the area, this would have been a big thing for Harry and something he, his friends and family would have been super proud of. Although Harry came through the youth system at Sheffield United, and Sheffield these days are known for being a Championship and Premiership team, the majority of Harry's days with the club were spent in League One. In the 2011-2012 season, Harry made his first team debut for the club, who was struggling at the bottom of the Championship. Harry came on as a half-time substitute and did what he did best. He got stuck into people and showed that he had what it took to become a top defender. Harry played so well in his senior first-team debut that he received the Man of the Match medal. Considering he only played half the game, that is not bad going at all. Now in League One, Harry became a first-choice player for almost every match. This was depending on his fitness levels and whether he was injured. And by the end of 2013, he had already made over 100 appearances for the club. And he was just 19 years old. 100 appearances! That is a lot of games for a 19-year-old. After playing for the first team in 4 separate seasons and making over 150 appearances, it was time to make his move to a new club. And his first club move would be to Hull City, and it was in the Premier League. Harry played for Hull in 3 separate seasons, in the Premiership twice and once in the Championship too. He also had a short spell on loan at Wigan Athletic. This would have given him fantastic experience and helped him become the player that he is today. In the summer of 2017, Harry signed with Leicester, who were in the Premier League. He signed a 5-year contract and made his club debut against Arsenal. Harry was exceptional at Leicester, playing in every game of the season, winning Player of the Season and the Players' Player of the Season. Harry was developing into a top defender and a player that the big clubs had their eyes firmly on. In the summer of 2019, Manchester United wanted Harry Maguire, and they wanted him so much that they reportedly paid around £80 million for him, which at that time made him the world's most expensive defender. Harry made his Manchester United debut against Chelsea in a game that ended 4-0 to Leicester. And Harry was once again named as Man of the Match. Not too much longer after this, Harry was named as the Manchester United Football Club captain. The person who made him the Manchester United Football Club captain was a former Manchester United manager and a former Manchester United player called Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Just over a week after becoming the captain, he scored his first goal for United in an FA Cup game which ended 6-0 to United. Being the captain of a team is a big deal, and it takes a certain person to lead a team of people and through the challenging times too. And to do it for a club as big as Man United is quite something. In the February of 2021, Harry Maguire played in a record-breaking game for Manchester United when Man U beat Southampton 9-0 at home. Yep, you heard that right, 9-0. This was the biggest win for a Manchester United team playing in the Premier League. In the same season, Harry and his teammates made it to the Europa League final, where they lost to Villarreal. It was in a penalty shootout which finished 11-10. And Manchester United's then goalkeeper, David De Gea, had his penalty saved by the Villarreal goalkeeper. They say that goalkeepers can read other goalkeepers' minds. Maybe there's a little bit of truth in that. In 2023, Harry and Manchester United made it to 2 cup finals. One was against Manchester City when they lost. Harry didn't make it off the bench for that game, but he did in the other one, which was the League Cup final when Manchester United beat Newcastle to win their first bit of silverware in many years. Harry is known by many as a player that trains hard, works hard and gives it everything for the team and the fans for the team which he is playing for. Sometimes players go through times when they can't play football to the level which they had been recently. And the manager of the Manchester United Football Club, Erik ten Hag, felt that he wanted to change the captain, and Harry lost the captain's armband. And he's had to work very hard to earn his place back in the team. Something which he has been doing. And because of that, when he has been fit to play, he has since been making many appearances for the club. It takes a lot of determination, a lot of commitment, a lot of hard work, and a lot of everything to get to the levels that Harry Maguire has reached, playing in the Premier League and the Championship. He's not just played in the 2 top divisions in English football, but he's also been representing his country of England and wearing the 3 Lions with pride on many occasions. Harry played for the England under-21 side, and then in 2018 he made the squad for the Russia 2018 World Cup. He then made the squad for the Euro 2020 tournament and then the Qatar 2022 World Cup. That's 3 major tournaments. That is a truly incredible achievement. Harry Maguire has done it the hard way. He's been a part of clubs that have battled in the relegation zones. He's played in the not-so-glamorous League One division. He's been in the playoff finals. He's captained one of the biggest and most followed clubs in the world. And he's represented his country in the biggest tournaments on the planet. I hope that you've enjoyed listening and learning about the story so far of Jacob Harry Maguire. And remember, if you know someone who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about Football for Kids. And whether you're playing football soon, watching it on the telly or pitchside, I hope that you enjoy the game. See you next time.